Hi guys, you're welcome to this video. This is Bug Bounty and Android Application Security, the part 3 of the series. In the part 1 video, I talked about the need for Android application security and what you need to do to set up your environment. In the part 2 of the series, I went further to explain Android architecture and the toolset you need to do your Android application security and bug bounty. Now in this part 3 series, we are going to be getting our hands dirty and also our eyes dirty. Now before I forget, if you like this video, kindly give it a thumb up, and also if you don't like this video, you know what to do. Then if you are new to this channel, kindly click the subscribe button to get subscribed to this channel and hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Kindly leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me how you feel. And also, I would like you to share this video to your friends and your network. With that being said, I would like to go into the details of this new video. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain how Android applications interact. Then I'll go further to tell you which IDE to use. Then I'll also talk about code review, that is Recon. Then we're going to go to HackerOne platform to get our POC APK for our Android security demo. Then finally, I will show you a little trick on how you can hide your pictures on your Android phone without having to install a third-party application or even have to lock your screen with your security password. Let's go into how Android interacts. Now on the left part, you can see a mobile application that is Android. Now, all application that is installed on this Android application phone, that is installed on the Android phone, has buttons, several buttons. These buttons, behind these buttons, is a set of instruction. And this set of instruction interacts using a back-end service, or what we call API endpoint. Now this API sends a request to the web service or web API that fetch data from the DB and return the data back to the application. So this is a simple explanation or a simple sketch of how mobile application interact with the backend. Now let's talk about which ID you need to use in your Android application security. Now what is IDE? IDE is Integrated Development Environment. Developers use IDEs to write their code. So for Android application security, we have three options to choose from because we are going to need this IDE to do our code review. Now we have Eclipse, Android Studio, and Virtual Studio. Now Virtual Studio is developed and maintained by Microsoft Corporation, while Android Studio is designed and developed by Google and JetBrains, while Eclipse is designed and developed by Eclipse Foundation. Now, there are peculiar distinctive feature in all these three IDE that is on the screen. I don't know what your preference is. Whatever being your preference is fine. It works perfectly well when you're using it for code review. But I'm going to recommend you use either Eclipse or Android Studio because it is primarily designed to work with Java programming language because that is what Android application is built with. But in my demonstration, I'm going to be using Eclipse primarily. However, I can toggle between Android Studio and Visual Studio. Now, when we talk about third-party services, in your mobile phone, when you've installed the application on your mobile phone, After drilling down to different directory on the mobile phone, you get to see some information that are stored in the mobile phone. And this information that is stored in the mobile phone can be used to do exploits. Now on the screen, this is a simple third-party service called AppSy that has its credentials reviewed in the mobile application. Now, as you can see, the first item that has been hidden is the domain of this service. Then also, there is a client ID that is also stored on the phone. Then you can also see the user ID. So getting this information is also crucial because we can use this information to carry out an exploit. Now, let me show you this. This is a recon that I did on an application. Now, this application stored user data such as user ID, authentication key. If you look very closely, you also see username, you also see email address, and other sensitive information. So knowing this information, you get to know how you can use this information to exploit whatever vulnerability that is discovered on this application service. Then let me show you one other recon that I did, which is on the screen. So this recon that I did, I got to discover some basic sensitive information. Now, if you can see on the screen, there are different information that is stored on the device. So, among other information that is stored on the device is the authentication key. And you can also see some other sensitive information like the email address and the user ID. Some other application, other sensitive information you can see on this information that I've displayed is some information that has to do with user setting and how you can tweak this user setting to carry out an exploit. Now, with this being said, I would like us to do some reverse engineering. I hope you like this video. Please click the like button if you like the video. Please also click the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel if this is your first time. And before we go ahead, I would like you to share this video to your friends and your network. Thank you very much while we go into the demo of reversing an Android application. So this is Google Play Store, and the application we are going to be doing recon on is Twitter. So as you know, Twitter is a very popular application that is used for, you know, it's a social media platform. You basically user use this platform for news reporting, tweet about events and stuff, what's happening, what's trending. So the reason why we want to use Twitter on this bug bounty recon is that Twitter is an open program for bug bounty because it has more than 500 million downloads. So that's why we're using Twitter APK. So we can get to know about this bug bounty application when we go to HackerOne and we search for Twitter and we get to see Twitter program. So this is Twitter program. So we need to take time to read the program rules and the reward system. As you can see, Twitter pays as much as 20,000 US dollars on exploitation that is related to remote code execution. So So there are other programs under twitter.com. So we have Periscope TV and PSC TV. However, our focus point is on the Android application. So which is here, Android APK. So as you can see, is a scope item. It's under the scope item. So we are permitted to do a recon on this application, and is also eligible for payout when we get to see vulnerabilities. So they also have the iOS version of the Twitter application, but our focus point is on Android. I will do a series on iOS version. So with that, let's quickly go to, I've downloaded the Twitter application, so it's on my local system. So let's quickly go to our virtual machine. So this is our virtual machine. We have our Twitter APK file here on this folder. So to decompile this Twitter APK, we need to open our terminal, and we do an ls, and we use this command to decompile the Twitter APK to, we use the D as for the decompiled command, and we're simply going to type the twitter.apk, and we are going to output our decompiled APK to a folder, and we're going to name that folder Twitter. So click enter, and it will take a while to decompile. So while this is decompiling, our emulator is running. Our emulator is running. So you can see our emulator, this is the APK that was installed on my emulator, is working. So we are going to do a remote shell to our device to do some information gathering from our device. However, for now, let's minimize this and work with this. So now, if we do an LX, so we see a folder called Twitter where our APK file was decompiled to. So we're going to do cd to that directory. So we'll do an LX, and we'll see all the files that was decompiled from the twitter.apk. So we have all file type that we need. So we can now go to our IDE. So in case you don't have your IDE installed, I will recommend you Google that out and figure out how to download and install either Android Studio or Visual Studio or Eclipse. So I've done that, so I'm not going to do that in this video. So I'm going to open my IDE, which is Eclipse, and I've imported the file on Eclipse. So right here we have Eclipse, and this is the Twitter file, which has all the file type that we need. So under this Android manifest.xml, we have this chunk of information which we're going to look out to know if there are some sensitive information we can use to carry out our exploitation. So under this Android manifest file, we can harvest some API endpoints from this manifest file. And as we are harvesting them, we can store them on our notepad. Then we can come back to see what we are interested in. So there are a whole lot of information under this Android manifest file. So as you can see, we have different tags. So this is an intent filter, which has a name, it has a category, and also it has a scheme, which is HTTP. And under this scheme, we have the host, which is twitter.com. And twitter.com has a path pattern, which when you do a forward slash, you can get some of the paths from the path pattern. So there are several path patterns which we can harvest some API endpoints. So if we go through the intent filter, we get to see some, okay, these are some of the directory paths we can drill down to. So as you can see, there's a login path for that host, and we have several other endpoints. Bouncer, we have account, we have Twitter preview, we have so many of them. Twitter is a big program. We have status, we have sign up, we have settings. So each of these parts, before we can fetch information from these parts, we need to know the parameters that will be passed for this API endpoint to give us a response. So to get those parameters, we'll get to copy this, for example, the settings, and do a search on the entire application. Then we'll do a search. So under the search panel, we get to see all the matches that is related to settings. So our interest is not on any other folder, but on the Java class folder. So our interest is on the small classes that we have here. This is where the logic of the application sits. So if we drill down, we can look for um, the certain information we're looking out for on this. So we have some interesting juicy files here. So if we go through those lines of code, we get to, there are some string value. You can see fail to transform catch setting data. So it's going to be talking to um, an API endpoint. For that value to be sent and for it to receive response, we need to understand what parameter that guy is sending and what we should be expecting to receive. These guys can be funny. There's code falsification that'll make the code very hard to read. So you need to look very closely to get to know what those identifier is. So this is what we're supposed to be doing on each string value we're interested in. If we're interested in the login or the sign up or the settings or status or anything that we're interested in, this is what we're going to be doing to drill down to get deep links. So we're going to be doing more of this in our forthcoming video, but let me quickly show you how you can get some data on your device that you can use in doing your exploitation. So let me quickly launch our emulator. So this is our emulator which has Twitter running in it already, and we're going to do a remote shell to our device. So we have, let me close this. All right, so we're opening a new terminal. All right, sorry. So we're going to do adb shell sorry adb connect to 192.168.154.103. So we've connected. So I'm going to be doing adb shell. So we have adb shell. So let me quickly. So we have remote shell to this device. So let's go to cd data slash data. So under data we have this list of applications running on the device. So right here, if we look closely, we'll see Twitter application, but if we can't see it, we can do adb adb no, let's go to the directory. See, we're going to this directory, co com.twitter, sorry, .android. So we are on the Twitter directory. So we'll do an LX. You get to see some other subfolders. So we have list of files and folders. So you can see here we have databases folder. We have shared preferences. So under these databases, we can um, we can check what kind of databases we can find there. So we do cd databases. Okay, say no such files. Made a mistake. All right. So we are in the database now. Let's do an LX. So under the database folder, we have all these DB. You can find all these DB. So to read this DB, we're gonna use SQLite to read this DB. So let's do SQLite. Where am I? We're gonna do. Okay, let me clear my screen so that. Let me clear my screen. So we are going to do an LX again. We're gonna use SQLite 3, and we want to see the global db.db. Okay, so we are having difficulties right here. Okay, let's see hints.hlp. So these are the different ways we can use the SQLite to do a command. A whole lot of stuff here. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a bit stressful when you are doing Raycon on an application. Takes time, takes more effort. And if you have a positive mindset, a positive vibes, this will get more interesting when you get to see some stuff that will bug your eyes. So I hope you like this video. If you like the video, give it a thumb up. If you don't like the video, you still know what to do. And also, this is your first time on seeing this video, you can hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the channel. Then hit the notification bell to get notified on my future video. And I also like you to leave a comment in the comment section to tell me what you feel. Then finally, you can share this video to your friends and network. I hope you enjoyed this video and watch out for the next. So if you have some pictures or videos that you want to hide from your friends or anybody accessing your phone from seeing it, you don't need to download a third-party application to do that. You don't need to use your security password to lock your phone. Just do this simple trick and your picture will be hidden from the gallery. So all you need to do is to navigate to your My Five folder, then you click on it. Then if the picture or the video is in the SD card storage, you click on the SD card storage. But if it's on the internal storage, you click on the internal storage. Then you navigate to this CIM folder. If it's in the camera folder, then you click on it. Then when you click on it, you see a camera folder right here. All you need to do, hold the camera folder for 2 seconds. Then you click on this menu button, then click on the rename, and it will ask you to rename the folder. Now you don't need to rename it to anything, just go to the prefix of the name and just put a simple dot before the name camera. Once you've done that, click on rename and the folder will be hidden from your gallery. So anybody that search your gallery will not see any picture that you have from the camera folder. This is a simple trick to do to hide your picture from everybody. And if you want to reverse back what you've just done, all you need to do is to hold the camera for 2 seconds, click on the three button, click on rename, and simply remove the dot before the camera and click on rename, and your picture will be restored back to the gallery. So as simple as that. You don't need to install a third-party application. You don't need to lock your phone. With this trick, you will hide your picture from anybody that have access to your phone. Thank you very much.